Alright, Review Tech USA. I apologize for the camera. I'm doing this off my phone. I haven't gotten my camera yet, and I don't really have many lights on. Matter of fact, I'll go do that. This response to a video you just posted about everything being all digital now, and this basically being a lost medium. Uh, Normally, I usually respect your opinion. I think you actually think about things. You look into them fairly well. And you explain them really well. I've never responded to your videos. I barely comment on them, but I do like I am subscribed. Part of that reason is because you do good videos. Hey, kitty. You have interesting conversations. And I feel like you're really missing an end of this that a lot of people do have issue with. You're not thinking about the bad aspects, like all of them. One of the huge reasons the Xbox One did not become all digital is part of the huge outcry against it, especially game wise, is people don't have the best internet still. There are low rung internet services that are everywhere that they charge you by how much you download. And honestly, I don't have an Xbox One. I don't have a PS4 because I can't afford them. But even if I did, I'd still be buying No. I'd still only get the digital copies when either A, they are on sale, or B, they're part of the games with gold. I have no other reason to get digital copies because even now, looking at the Xbox 360, Transformers War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, they're $60 separately. You add in the DLC, that's 20, $30, if not more, for something you're not going to be able to play in the long run. And one of your main arguments was the online community. Yes, I enjoy the online community for the Transformers games. It's not as big as it used to be. They've been out for God knows how many years. And yes, I did buy them digitally. There was a bundle pack that I believe Microsoft has been testing out. This is the first time I've seen it, where they put in the 2 games and like 5 DLC for both games. 3 for one, 2 for the other. For $20. And in their eyes, that is a huge deal when I could run out the GameStop, pick up each game for $13 each. Mind you, the separate games, not part of the bundle, are still $60 each on the marketplace. And honestly, a lot of the sales that Xbox Live has, I can still go out and get the physical copy cheaper. Either through Amazon, through eBay, through friends. I could borrow the game. The only good thing I can even remotely say about digital is that maybe the company, if they're still around, actually get some sales from it, unlike the secondhand market. No one's come up with a really good plan for the secondhand market, so yes, that does kind of hurt. No, for the developers from the secondhand market. Now, I really wish GameStop or someone would make a deal with the developers for the secondhand market where they got a certain percentage of the games sold, so that they could continue to make the games off of the continuing sales, even though it's like used games. I see no reason why the developers should not still be getting paid if someone else decides to buy the game, even though it is the cheaper option. I feel like that'd be all the better. But for me, on the 360, my internet service, I have decent internet service. I don't lag when I play. And if I do lag, it's not on my end. But even with that, it could take me an hour or more just to download 6 gigabytes. Now that's last generation. This generation, games are getting 20 gigabytes, 30 gigabytes, bigger than that. God knows Destiny has a ton of space on my hard drive, as does the Battlefield games. And that's last generation. I only imagine it's gotten bigger since current. So not only are they waiting huge times for the download, longer than it would take to install through that disc or through multiple discs. Rage did that, and I love the way that was done. It's just not worth it. You're not only just waiting for the time, you're paying for that extra large download beyond what the initial price point was. Now, I get it. In the future, this is like one of those looking forward what should be kind of things. When internet is no longer basically in shackles from the companies giving it out because they are overcharging, they are lowering bandwidth to make more money for profit. You look at internet overseas, they have just huge difference in their payment form. They get a lot more for it. But until everyone can download like 10 gigabytes in an hour would be great on a console with other stuff being used in the house. But until they're not just not waiting as long, or they're not basically paying out the ass for it, I don't see it being something that is worthwhile. I believe it is good as an option. I mean, I play a bunch of arcade games. I have like almost 200 on my 360. I had to grab the 2 terabyte external, which sucked because I can't upgrade my internal hard drive past 500 without modding it and getting banned. That would be my third major issue. Hard drive space. 500 gigabytes doesn't cut it. 1 terabyte doesn't cut it. I got a 2 terabyte for 360. Last generation. Between games with gold, all the stuff that I've downloaded onto the console, and it is literally just games. There's no movies. There's like 200 megabytes of music I put on for shooting games and stuff that I listen to and relax when I get off work. Out of that 2 terabytes, when I moved stuff over from the 360 and re-downloaded the previous stuff I had to delete, I went through the entire marketplace to make sure I got everything I could. I have less than a terabyte left. Now, if they continue games with gold, it's gonna get smaller and smaller. Different sales, it's gonna get smaller and smaller until eventually either the console dies, the hard drive dies, and I don't have the space anymore, or I have to get a new external HD. It's frustrating on my end. I do not see it being a future that is anytime soon, at least on console. One of the major conveniences of console is you didn't have to do that. I understand that's changed. This is the quote unquote future of games, but there are a lot of people out there just like me that don't like it or use it but don't see it as a viable option for everything. It kind of takes away a lot of the collector's editions. Now, the good thing it does do is it stops that pre-order bullcrap that GameStop does. But it just... There's nothing like getting a new game, bringing it home, opening it out of the package, like having the physicality there, putting it in and playing it, or putting it in, going to take care of whatever you want while it installs, then coming back and playing it, and knowing that you have it right there. You didn't have to wait god-awful amount of time for it to download. Now, I don't know if you're going to respond to this. I know I'm kind of ranting. I am tired. I've been up since like 5 a.m. It's about 10 p.m. now. I just put my son to bed. I watched your video and I felt like I had to respond. But either way, I do still enjoy your vids. I'm still subscribed, but this is stuff that I feel like you didn't mention or didn't even think of. Hopefully, you can make a second video or a follow up video that does address these because I'd like to see your point of view on it. But, have a good day.